Just bring him in now, Miles. Is anyone here on Twitter? Can you watch the Notatulearn hashtag for me? Just turn the sound down a bit. These guys will go nuts. Okay. Miles are waiting. Okay, turn that one off. Turn that one off. Okay, timer. Okay, if you carry on with the slides, you'll see that there's a a Padlet. If you want, while you're waiting, if you hop on the Padlet and just go and fill in a bit of information, that'll be cool. Stop the feedback. Okay. Thank you. Grab another. So again, if you miss it, there's a bit.ly at the top there which will give you access to the slides.
You just type that in.
Yep.
URL.
Yep.
I'm not getting it.
It might just take you a little minute just to come in, because there was something not quite right about that very first slide. I've de-bloated it, but it's still. I might just give it a minute just to come in. Is it in? Gotta have it be capitals. Yeah, it's case sensitive. Okay.
Still not getting it.
Case sensitive capitals.
Got it all right.
Capitals. They just have to use the rest of the vegetables. Are we all in? Bitly? If you want access to everything.
Still the same.
Should we go right through? Should we go right around your shoulder? Go through? Or if you don't mind sitting next to someone who's working together. Okay. Oh. I'm going to get started. I think that's about it. It's quieting down. There's not so much traffic. Kia ora tātou. I'm Sonia Van Schuyt from Newmarket School. And as I said, you can have access to everything. If you have any trouble, put your hand up and I'll try and help as best as I can. Now, you have come to the right place. Around the room, I've set up some solar taxonomy things because that's going to drive some of what we're going to do today, because I'm a solar taxonomy educator. I have a book too. I think, Joe, you've got the book. Yep. At the end of the session, I'll do a draw, and one of you will get one of these, courtesy of Essential Resources our publishers. So it's quite a usual thing to have. Like yesterday, I said that if you picked up an email from me, it's asked you to fill in some information, but if you haven't, that's fine too, because I'm doing a draw very shortly. So you're in the right session. Sharing is caring, learning is giving back to the community. My name is Sonia Van Schuyt, and I thought I'd start with my pepeha. It is coming really slowly, isn't it? Oh, here we go. Okay, ko taku ingoa, Sonia Van Schuyt. Ko awhai ako I te kuro o Newmarket I Okilangi. Ko maunga whau te maunga. Ko roa reo reo te awa. Ko Newmarket te kura. Ko te titu tahi te ingoa wahi. Ko tamuki makau aku e noho ai. Ko Sonia taku ingoa. Ko oku mātua, ane aku taonga. I whānau mai ahau I Samoa. Ko Fula Sau, lo awa, a tō māsanga, o maunga, hono ti, lo matai. So I was born in Sātalo in Samoa. It's the birthplace of a lot of my ancestors. And nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Welcome everyone, really great to have you here with me. Over here I had a form that I emailed out asking you to fill in, but if you didn't get that, that's fine too. And basically what that does is it just lets me see who's picking up communication, because one of the big things I'll be talking about today is about communication. So when I have a look at this here, I've had 3 of you fill it in, thank you. Tells me that those 3 are primary educators. Put your hand up if you're one of those 3. Awesome, well done. And it just allows me just to show a little bit about who you are, who's here with me. It allows me to make connections with you. And some of you look like you were just beginning on a blended journey, is that correct? Yeah, okay, cool. And 3 hashtags, because I'm very much into hashtags. And at the bottom of each of my slides, there's a hashtag that if you get a chance in between, you can tag out with it. But there's quite a lot of some nice hashtags coming through. Somebody's musical, family or focus, loves new things, adventurous, hardworking, caring, innovating, optimistic. And I asked a question, what do you want me to focus in on? Because Eleanor King tweeted out about the importance of that if they're not here at the conference, can we please set up some kind of communication system where they can also ask questions. But those set of slides towards the end that you can come and have a look at, and if you've got a question that you want to ask me, pop it on there and I'll try and address all the questions at the end, because there'll be quite a few of those. Now, for today at Notatulearn, these are everyone who's here. Is there anybody whose name is not here? Okay, so I'm just going to go into the warm-up. I use something called, and I've got a, all right, so we've got here, sorry about the emails, they'll have to stay there, just take me out, don't need me in there. And somebody else who's here, your name please? S-H-A-R-L-E-D. That it? Okay. You get your name drawn out of this. It means that you can choose from either an iTunes voucher or a Google App Store voucher. It's up to you. Okay. No, Anne, it's fine. We draw again. Lindsay? You can choose, Lindsay. Which one would you like? Okay, cool. I might do that ballet if you're really great and interactive and stuff. Part of doing that too is allowing you to see who is here and allowing you to make a few connections. Is there anyone here who doesn't know anyone in the room? Oh my goodness. Well, by the end of today, I hope you'll be the best of mates. So, down the bottom there, I'm really prolific online. They're called noisy. So you'll find me in any of these spaces. And if you are there, can you please make connections with me and tell me that you're at the session? Be cool. All right, let's get started. So, I wanted to begin with a whakatauki. Me hoki whakamuri kia ahu whakamua prāneke. I really like that because I'm very much a historian and a genealogist in my family. And it's about always looking behind you as you're moving forward, because it's what's your ancestors, is what shapes your own thinking as well as your own learning. I have a photo there about my friend Zita, who is a tautai for the Senāga. She's the only woman Samoan of Tasi skipper in the world. So she's quite awesome. But about me, and then I'll ask you to make connections with each other. As I said, I look after aging parents. I look after 2 grown-up sons. I have a Samoan malu, so I'm fully tattooed. The Samoan malu. I'm an ESL teacher at Newmarket School. I've just published a book with Pam Hook, Solar Taxonomy and English Language Learners. I'm active on the Alice community online, because this is all about community. And I'll talk a little bit about levels of what that looks like. I'm also, they just brought me in to work with the ACOS group, the Community of Learners for Auckland Central, because of the work I do digitally. And that's what I hope to expose you with today. Okay. So as I said, we've got a group outside working with us. If anybody pops into what you're working on, you think, oh my gosh, who's this person? Just ask them, who are you? And watch out for porn queens, because, you know, whenever we're online, we might have people in there that we don't want. So just watch out for, if you think that they shouldn't be there, let me know. Not that we will get there, because I probably 0.5% I'll get something crazy happening, but very, very rarely. Not that I'm saying it won't, but it might just. As I said, I'm live streaming. Please don't press it now, because that'll chew the bandwidth. I've got a group watching, so I'm trying to make it as live as possible. So that's recording what's happening here. There's 3 places that you're communicating on with me, and that's Padlet, where I asked you to make a connection. Who are you? The second part is that you'll come in and we'll use Google Draw. And I asked if you had a Google account. Anyone here not got a Google account? Excellent. That means that that's anybody? Okay, so in front of you, I've put in some paper. I have on the Edmodo. How many of you know Edmodo? Okay, excellent. So if you can, when you come to that part, you're going to quickly make an Edmodo account. You're going to quickly get on there and just get to add some information. Edmodo I use for primary school children because it's been COPRA approved. A lot of digital online spaces have not been, so go really carefully. You're working with primary school kids under the age of 14 in New Zealand. Not 13, 14 in New Zealand. So Facebook for primary kids, no. Google Plus, no. YouTube, no. Okay? So I'm very conscious of that sort of thing. Sorry? Yeah, you'll come to it. Edmodo. It's an online space. Then at the end there, I've got slides there for questions and answers. So if you want to open up that slide now and maybe book it, put it in a tab. And if you've got questions that you're thinking about, you want to answer me, just go for it. Okay, I'm going to give you just a couple of minutes now. Sorry. Just basically what I'm covering is about all the different communities that I'm involved with, both digital and face-to-face. And I'll talk a little bit about the community I'm trying to build a closer relationship with our Asian parents at Newmarket. So we're quite high Asian parents. Come up closer, don't be shy. Okay, so when you've come in, you are going to learn how to use digital technology to share learning, because that seems to be an area that a lot of you are starting to ask me questions about. We'll talk a little bit about learning design, and that's where Solo comes in for me, and how to push it from that very basic level of our information. So let's collaborate, co-construct and share. Okay. That's where digital technologies is fabulous for it. You'll also be introduced very briefly to some cloud-based technologies, but I also know a lot of you have got really big skills, and I want to know what those are now before I really get started. And finally, the effects of being a connected educator, which is a big push here at ULearn, and what that has on your learners. Like some people are asking me questions, how do you get kids to do this? How do you get this in your classroom? Always my first response is do you do it? Are you in a connected community? Do you have a blog? Video? Have you ever made a video? Why are you asking your kids to make a video if you've never made one? Right? And I also do that with principals. The other thing to be aware too with communities, both face-to-face and digital, is you get 1% of a community who does all the work. 10% who contributes and 9% who contributes and support, and the rest who watch and observe and learn. That's actually an okay thing too, because it's by me observing and learning that I've managed to move my way through the layers. But it's really scary when you're busting your butt to build a class blog. Guess who ends up doing most of the donkey work? You're building a class blog. Anybody? Teacher. That's the 1%. You'll have 10% of your kids who'll do stuff, but most of it will end up being you who are doing it. Okay. I've asked you to hop on the Padlet. As you're doing that, I'll give you 5 minutes. Can you also make connections with people around you and who you are? When you're finished in 5 minutes, I'm going to ask you to stand up and tell me 3 hashtags about the person beside you that you talked with. Or if 2's too many, make it 3's if it's too hard. So don't leave anybody out. 5 minutes starting. Go. Go.
Can you watch?
So they're just getting to meet each other. Got 2 more minutes, 2.5 minutes. One more minute. Really good job. Right, and stop. And eyes on me. Right, we're just going to quickly go around, and if you both want to just give 3 hashtags, it's fine. Or if you want to give one for the 2 of you, just 3. Don't think about it now because you're busy talking about everything else but what the focus of the task. Is that correct? Okay, over here. And can you just say your name first?
Your job.
Yeah, so just say your name, Joe. 3 hashtags.
Do you have to say what's
Yeah, so and say, and your buddy, what was her name?
Darwin? This is Darwin. I've got 3 hashtags for Darwin. Networks, virtues, and trees for society.
Thanks, thank you. Right, this table here.
Hi, I'm Edie from Boxani, and this is my buddy. I've forgotten her name. Sorry. I've got hashtag invite rainforest. Your school anyway. Hashtag family and hashtag assistance.
Okay. You want to do the same or you want to say pass? Okay, go. Well done. Nicely done. Okay, next.
This is Lindsay, hashtag South Australia, hashtag Bubba, and hashtag Solomon.
Okay. Lindsay?
Yeah, I'm Lindsay. I'm working with Nestle and Kirsten. Yeah, absolutely great area, so no hashtag, sorry. Very excited about this, which is very good.
Okay, cool.
I'm Kirsten, and we've got hashtag intermediate, hashtag started.
Cool. We'll come back to you too. That's all right. Right.
Starting here. I'm Melbourne. My name is Joe. Hashtag research. Hashtag science. Hashtag
Thank you.
from
Lovely.
I'm Sarah. I live in Charlene and Robert. We're going to come up with 3 hashtags. We found one giant hashtag problem quite actually.
Oh, wonderful.
I think we do it breakout.
Yeah.
And that's also yeah, perfect.
Excellent. Give them the feedback.
Yeah. Kia ora, Charlene. I will hashtag hashtag hunting, hashtag fishing, hashtag off the record. Oh,
Yeah, that's right. No,
How can you Robert?
No, Robert. And these 2 are just hashtag win.
Okay, next.
Hi, I'm Carolyn, and this is Vicky, and her hashtags are unwrited, and hashtag using the name Wellesay, and hashtag moving the again.
Fabulous.
I'm Nikki, this is Carolyn, and her hashtags are music, books, word, and
Oh, thank you.
Chair, Peter, hashtag Boston, Christchurch, Newcastle, Common, and he's working at Business School because he's got staff that are doing program use.
Oh. Are you a foundation principal? Are you a foundation principal?
Senior.
Okay.
So Pete, I like Chair, one of my media factors that we chat about the students and if the students as hashtag the children races.
Okay. Alan? Anybody?
Loading. We came in late.
I give a shout out too for Helen. She's a core education e-fellow, so I'm excited that you're with us, Helen. And she's also on the. Are you both on the Manakalani? Okay, they're both Manakalani teachers, which you would have heard the work that they do. So I'm super excited because it'd be good to see you can support me with us as well, the both of you, and also they're both on Twitter as well. So look for them on Twitter. I should have maybe even on your Padlet. I asked you to put a hashtag. Twitter, you had it. So I've talked about the 1% rule, and now I'm asked you to join the Edmodo community. Now be careful with this, because when you go on, see that little splotty thing? Wherever you see a splotty thing, it means that it's got a hidden URL. So if I click on that, that takes me to Edmodo. And as Edmodo loads, it says there you're going to look for join a group, not, you don't have to do too much else in there, and you need that group code, GWYWH. GW, because you can't copy and paste from that yet, HA, WH, I can't do my writing. So you're going to need that code when you go in. So you get into Edmodo like this, and have I logged out? It comes up at the top here. It says join a group, and that's what you click on. You click on join a group, and then type in that number. Okay. When you're in, could you just put your hand up, please, and help the person beside you who isn't in? And just help each other with this. So what an Edmodo group does, like I said, I have used this with primary school children, is because it's been COPRA certified, which means that they've promised not to gather data on the kids. And I would use it, but it's taken me a little while before I agreed to use it, until that they had passed all those tick boxes. And our teachers use them in a variety of ways, but more and more our senior teachers are using Google Classroom a lot more, and they're doing that a lot more than they were doing Edmodo. But Edmodo is really good because it allows you to make connections, particularly if you want to push past your own school's boundaries and you want to do a collaborative project or a co-constructed project with another school. Yes, you can use Google Docs or we video and some of those features. However, if you cross time zones and you cross boundaries, for example, if you work with kids in China and parts of East Asia, Google is locked. It is the freest thing to go to a country where you can't use Facebook, Twitter, and Google. It's really quite strange. So, and I always say, look for lots of tools that break through across school connections. That's why I quite like Edmodo. Okay? Are we all in?
Should we get that through to the next page?
No, I'm going to go to the next one. All right. So I'm just going to cover briefly the places where I have community, where I've built community, where I help support communities. And we're looking at communities of learners. And like I said in the beginning of this, is that you cannot build, well you can, but it's a bit clunky. You cannot build a community of learners with children if you yourself are not in a community of learners. They've really got to go together. So I asked at the beginning, what sort of online spaces do you frequent? Where do you go for information? Where do you contribute to? Where do you go for your learning? And I'm hoping that I'll see that shortly in the Padlet when that brings it up. So with us, they've just brought me in to work with the ACOS group, which is the Auckland Central Community of Schools. And I'm very good with data, and I'm very good with building structures. A little bit frustrated to some extent because I like to build a structure before you go into it. But we're kind of building it fine with an unusual circumstances for me. So, and each of those have a link that you can go and have a look for more information on it. I put them out community group, and that's face-to-face, and drives me a little bit crazy, but we use email for communication. We're getting there with Google Docs, which I just love, but we're getting there. and things like they've just unlocked the website, so now I can contribute to the website rather than having to go through a webmaster every time, which I believe is crazy because I have the skills to add my own stuff rather than going through somebody. Now this is an interesting one. If you have a QR code reader, I'm on WeChat, and this is me getting my head around, because in our school there's 76% Asian in the centre of Newmarket. Okay? Each of you will have your own school ethnicity makeup, but we're quite interesting. Right in the middle of the city, we've got 76% Asian. Most of our families live in a high-rise apartment surrounding our school, and most of them don't use Facebook. They're getting on with Google, but the parents communicate with each other using WeChat. So as a school, we're trying to get our head around it. So I've been working with the New Zealand Chinese Language Teachers Association and learning from them how to use WeChat, and I'm getting there. And that has been an interesting way of approaching building relationships with our families. Because again, it's a different medium. Using WeChat, we're building closer relationship with our sister school in China. We can't use Skype, because if you use Skype with parts of Asia, you get in for about 5 minutes and then it suddenly just drops, and it shouldn't drop. It's like somebody just disconnects you. But WeChat stays reasonably stable. So we're starting to get better with building closer relationship with our sister schools and with our families using WeChat. Another place I'll give a shout out for, I can't remember what the M is. Helen, what's the M for? Yeah, Google Educator of New Zealand. It's a group of us are getting together as part of that team. We're going for our level 1 certificates, and that one is a face-to-face group, but we're all going to be doing the online exam. So there's lots of different places that you come together. This is one of my favourites. It's called Uli Masao, and it's when all the Samoan teachers come together and families, and we work together for our students. And that's really face-to-face. So you can use lots of different things. Of course, the Easel Area Cluster Group, another group I belong to. And you yourself, how you communicate with the school team and across, and how you build that. One of the things I should do is get to know each other. Because the school pushes, and I even hear it now, collaboration, creating, what's the latest word? Crusading. But before you can do any of that, you must make a decision. You must make it people around you. It just doesn't work if you don't. I also am heavily involved with the work of Julie Lindsay, the Flat Connections Project. Now, I really like her work. She pushes me, but she's not many people do that. She pushes me, and I do stuff that never did before or I've done before. And she's also allowed me to think seriously about when we use technology, who's supposed to be silence, and who has access and who doesn't. So those are the really questions to think about. Hi, welcome. If you see that, that's your full access to the presentation. Okay. So the work of Julie Lindsay takes you right up next to that, where she gets children across the world co-constructing creating artifacts between them. But we spend quite a lot of time making connections with each other. And as I've gotten there, is as part of being a teacher, if we can't see you, what are you doing? Like our Manakalani project, you see a lot of their stuff online. And they open up everything so you can see everything. And how many of your schools are open? For example, can I see your planning if I come looking for it? Can I see your classroom through a blog? Rather than watch your pretty walls. Yes, walls are pretty, but you know, they do change generally. Whereas a blog, you've got a way of archiving. So, where do you sit as an educator on the list? And this is taken from Flat Connections. So here, there's 5 levels she talks about. One is that you communicate within the school. You might be working with a team across with your teachers and with your, even with your students. some of you are breaking out. And you're not just working within your team, but you're working across schools. Anyone here working across schools? Okay, what other schools are you guys working with?
The schools run with goals and
Yeah,
groups like that.
okay. Anyone else working with other schools other than just their own school? Yep.
On future school for functionality call.
Okay, can you give me the schools in your cluster?
Louis, Arundel, St. Joseph's, James Street, Holiday, Plus.
So you're probably still at the stage where you're still making connections with each other?
We started to focus.
Yeah. Taking a long time, eh? And if you don't get that connection, you ain't going to get the next step that the ministry's pushing. Anybody else wants to share? What schools do you connect with?
In children's schools.
Yeah. Can I ask, if we go looking, can I find evidence of it? Okay. What about the Coles up in Whakatane? If I looked for evidence of your work, can I find it? Okay. And that's all right. Yeah. Anyone else? Okay. The next level, and this is just level 2. The next level is when you can cross the time zone and you can cross the ocean. So how many of you have done a Skype across the time zone or across the ocean? You've Skyped a class in Australia or Skype in a classroom. Anyone here? It is an amazing thing. Or even if you use FaceTime of Skype, but I'm not quite sure how to use Skype. But you've used FaceTime. Right, come out of school. How many of you use FaceTime or some kind of video? Like, as Facebook have got a feature now where you video called somebody. Anyone here done that? Oh, there we go. Okay, so start to think about how you can use that in your classroom, that kind of technology and portion of what you're using. Next one, you've got student-teacher management. So you get not just in a class school around you, but you've got schools around the world. So you've got schools in Australia, schools in Singapore, school in China, school in America, school in Canada, I don't know, school in Saudi Arabia, somewhere like this. And you get a group of schools coming in with the teachers and the children working together, and they create something. Has anyone been part of something like that? Okay. Because that's out there, and that's happening now. And the ultimate is if you've got student-to-student management, and we usually see this at high schools. Not that I'm saying primary schools can't do it, because I've seen some phenomenal stuff coming out of primary schools. But where you've got high school students creating some kind of a video artifact, and they can't do everything. So they'll call out on the internet, can somebody do an animation for me? And a buddy in, I don't know, China might make a video animation that they can put inside their video. And they'll say, I'm having trouble translating this into Italian. Can anybody help me? And they'll put out a call, and another kid from another place will come together. And you get this collaboration across zones, and the teachers are very, very much at the back, just watching and supporting where they can. Being part of that is quite amazing. There's a project called DigiTeams that does that. Last year, I judged several artifacts from around the world because they bring in teacher judges, and it was the first time I'd seen something like this and seeing evidence of it. So again, if you want to know more, there's the Flat Connections projects. I just want to share with you briefly now, in our classrooms, how many of you are doing innovative learning environments, modern learning pedagogy, golden hour, what other words do you have out there for it? Where you're trying something a little bit different, yeah? Okay. So we asked our children, because we've been on this journey for a few years now, but I noticed this last year, something really big's been happening with our teachers, particularly when they started using Google Classroom in a much bigger way. And there's no timetable, there's no, when you go into the rooms, it almost looks like there's no structure, but there is. So they asked the children, what did you like about this? And this is what they came up with, is that First of all, they asked them what does prioritising mean, and this is what the kids came up with. I took a whole part and just worded it, and then just streamed out the keywords coming through. They're saying prioritising is about using time wisely, about completing tasks that are important first, choosing activities wisely. It's organising your calendar, because our students are using Google Calendars more and more to structure their day. Are there anyone here? I'm getting a few nods here. Doing that? It's quite a big jump to what I've seen in the past. And they ask, like, 40% of our children love using Google Calendar to structure their learning completely. Some still like the whiteboard. Some still struggling. We still have, children who need more guidance than others. And then the voices that we had, is we asked them, do you like working like this, in this kind of learning community? 53% said they really liked it, because they like structuring their own learning. We're still getting some who don't like it or do like it. And we asked them about getting coverage, because when you go into an environment, or you're starting to work environment with your students where there's no set time for maths or reading or writing, it looks like it throws everything out the window. And as you can see, as 56% say yes, they find that they're struggling to get coverage of what they're doing. And we've probably got a good 15% who really struggle, and so we've targeted them and supporting them in what they're doing, so they're working with a teacher closely. And I've just got some of these, some of the students' voice about how they feel about mixed ability grouping, because some of our class have gone from streaming children as in groups, like you're in the bananas group, or you're in the apples group, that you work across the class. So in the bananas group, you might have both emergent and advanced learners all together in one group. And the children really like it. And I love going in alongside the teachers. I love seeing children that I'm targeting, often second language learners. I love seeing them working with really able children, and they're not always in the emergent group. They're actually, and it's a really good feeling to see them all learning together. Teachers ask, because sometimes one of our teachers, she was skeptical for months when she was still doing this and thinking, why are we doing this? What's always worked? We should continue with that. And so they asked the children, should we go back to the old way of doing things? And overwhelmingly, our children said no. They like the new way of learning. But it's not easy. And I've got some of the feedback that they're giving our teachers, like, what do the teachers need to do to help make the learning more accessible and easy to do? And some of the things the children are asking is, rather than, because each day they've got to go into their Google Calendar and make sure everything's aligned and so forth, when they're bringing in all the curriculum focus groups, they're saying they want to do this at the beginning of the week. So those are things that our teachers are taking on board as they're designing the next term's learning. Hang on, what happened to I've lost one, sorry guys. If I come back to here, I'm on slide 18. Sorry, I've gone too fast, I've jumped one. I've got here, so the first thing is that before you can have learning of any kind, what's the first thing that needs to happen in your class? Anyone? Prior learning, and what we've just done. Connections, make a connection. Make a connection with each other, make a connection with the teacher. The second part is when you collaborate together. So as I said, I asked you to bring a device that we're going to do this, and in it there's a Google Draw there already set up. So if you want to, one of you in a group of 4 or 5, if you want to select a group around you, maybe the group that you were talking about before, first thing I want you to do is I want you to make that 50%. So when you open that, you go to view, you make it 50% so you can see the whole thing, and then file and make a copy like this, and then open it up so that the people around you can work on the same document. I just need to double check, is that something that we can do, or is it a little bit hard for some of us still? Okay, if it's too hard, in front of you two are given paper stuff as well. So I've also given you this paper, so you can either do it digitally around you, here, because you've made a connection, now going to work together. Okay? So when you've made a copy, you've shared it, and your buddies can all have it, you can share that URL in Edmodo so that other people can come in. Or you can paper around you, up to you. Now, just before you get started, can I just clarify what it is you have to do? So with it, I want you to list all the collaborative tools that you use, both as a teacher and with the students, or as a teacher when you are making connections with outside of school. Because I know a lot of schools do lock down one tool. One tool, one exhibition. Okay? I'll give you 5 minutes. Go, make a pile. You can either use digital or you can use paper. One tool. Yep. And you? Are you on Google or are you are you on Google? This must be. Oh. Are we all good? Either are.
Yeah.
And the tools that you use to communicate on that?
Wow.
Just texting? Was there texting group? We call it WhatsApp. Oh, I see, I see. Okay. Fabulous. Excellent. Yeah. So cool, wow. Is everyone working in a group collaboratively, collaborating together? Oh, I forgot to take the time of that. Whoops, sorry. Oh. Yeah, Snapchat's good. I'll give you about another 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just, I know I'm not nice.
Yeah.
Now she does.
Yeah.
You know when you try to share you like home? They're in mode. So just kind of go straight to it. They're somewhere in a hole. Try to get information out front. No, it's not right. Go to this website because my 7-year-old. That's not right. Okay. And stop for a minute. Then you all just look back this way. So you should have now either a static piece of paper or a full-looking screen. If you look up on the Google screen, you've got rectangles. Now I want you to take all those hexagons and I want you to group them into some kind of an order. And give each of them, like if you can see a few that you can do something with, try and identify a tag you can use with them. So those of you with tag, anybody on the tag, those of you on the a rectangle, you can go and find tags that you can use. For example, if you were working on tools, you might have Modo, you might have Google Drive, you might have Wii Video, and you can have at the top there, have you used the primary school kit? You might have Facebook, Snapchat, WeChat, WhatsApp. You come up with your own tags for that one. Okay? I'm just hearing some of the schools here kind of, it looks like a forum, some kind of a forum chat, doesn't it? So if you use some kind of forum chat or some way of communicating in a group, can you also add that? Because I'd like to know what is happening out there. Just calling out cheap approach on the back end. I know you guys are doing what possible discussion, but what sometimes you guys do?
I suppose is the one that
The
Google Groups stuff.
Yeah, the Google Plus.
Yes, the high school youth that a lot.
And what about the
Yeah, they groups you can respond to.
Yeah.
And it's similar to the Google Plus, like down to
Okay. Cool. And you're also going to use Google Sheets in the classroom or Google Docs, and you've got the web chat on the side as well, which is the fun certificate that we see every day. And every time they do try.
bring it up to everybody can screen what they're reading.
There's nothing wrong with you know. Everybody can use to know. Yeah. So, can you start to take some of the pages and what you come up with? And there's a group here with colour coded here. You share Are we getting any keywords? Are we getting fast chatting? That one too. Does that make sense? Is it too much? Is it too much? So you just say that for share it. Like that. And then you go Alright, time. Okay, stop. Oh, come on, stop. I'm stopping. Stop. Okay. Are we getting there? Alright. Your next thing is this. How many of you are in Edmodo? You got an okay?
Yeah.
So if you have, and you've done a Google Draw, can you share the open link on Edmodo? Because I'm going to bring it up, we're going to have a look at them all. If you've done a paper one, can you take a photo and upload that somewhere where I can find it? Either you can upload it directly to Edmodo, or, so I'll leave the paper ones till last, but I'm going to go straight to Edmodo now. Let's have a look. So here we go. We've got a Kirsten, new one's up. I'm going to bring it up. Are you ready for it to be shared? Shown? Where are you? Ready? Okay, here we go. Let's have a check out what she's done. Okay. All right. It looks like they're still working on their tags at the top. Give you another 2 minutes. Keep going. I want some labels you've got up there. You might need to split some of those hexagons around. You know, put them into little groups. Anyone else? It's only got your name. Have you shared the link?
You just mouse over underneath the Google door, like the little grey box.
That one?
There you go, yeah. And so it did that, I don't know why.
Oh, okay. All right, we can see. Here's another one. All right, you got Google stuff. That's a good tag. Child friendly. Yeah. Student management systems. That's a good tag. But some of the social media. How many of our kids use Instagram? Whenever I catch them, we that conversation. I just showed the parents what they were broadcasting and showed them the 2,000 followers that they often have, which sometimes people in the shop have got no idea. So I just showed them, and I didn't even have to find them to see it. So that's cool. Hopefully none of our children are using Snapchat and Instagram or Facebook, even though I might not recommend you, but it's got to pass those laws. Now I noticed we've got Skype, which is video communication. Any other kind? Your Facebook's got an app in it that does video communication. What's it called? We no longer have to hang out. It's now gone. Now it's under YouTube. So I've got it operating, but it's not the Google Hangout we knew. It's a real pain. I love Google Hangout. But it does work. It's just a bit different than the YouTube. But yeah, Google Hangout would be one.
Because Facebook is Messenger, I think. So
Yeah, so Messenger. Any other tools that you would use yourself as adults? FaceTime, got a bit of Viber. I can't see Viber there. Anyone put in Viber or what's another one? Okay, and going back. Anyone else want to share? Is your photo up? Can we go back again? That one? Right, let's have a look. Oh yeah, we've got communication and social media. And one that does feedback. That's a good one too, like the one that they're using at the moment at something Gizmo, Show Gizmo. That's quite a good communication app. Yeah. Right, I'm going to come out of that one. Anyone else? If you're having trouble putting it up on Edmodo, you can tweet it out and tag me if you know how to do that too. The script here, are you okay? You want to share the one? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's try again. Right. I'm watching the time too, but what's the time didn't go? Oh, we're getting close to his time. Yeah, and you can use your Google account. Right. No, I'm still there. Or you can tweet it out. It's just found around the left. To agree with Google. Can it be? I don't have. No, it's fine. Yeah. It's nice. Yep. I don't have any errors. Time's running away, people. Can we just stop that now? Are you all okay? Oh. You can come back and visit any of this stuff anytime. Oh, I didn't come around here.
Yeah.
And then put that in a motor or on Twitter or somewhere. Just one more. Haven't got much more time. I'll come back to this here. Can we go back to the presentation? And at the very beginning, I asked you that there were slides there that slide number 5, where there's questions and answers. So it's an open Google presentations. So if you want to open that and just go and, if you've got a question, you can add a question for me you wanted me to answer. And then in the edit form, there were 2 questions there that were full responses now. But people were asking questions there too, so I'll just pick that up. So here. So somebody's asked how to effectively blend digital technologies into the classroom program beyond work processing and gaming. I love gaming, so that's an interesting question. What we've done today, has it answered your question? A little bit? Person with that question? Yes or no? Yeah? Okay. So the next one, student-driven learning strategies and success sharing of essential communities for schools and classrooms to be involved in. So is it our community of schools, we're still at the making connection stage. We're a long way away before we can do collaboration. We're a long way away where we're going to be doing collaboration as in student-teacher collaboration. Right away on that slide of Julie's. So if you want to move to that level quickly, then you can either create a system where your students can work with other students around outside of your school. However, go really cautiously, because I know that when we do projects, number one, you've got to check. You're working with teachers in other countries. are those teachers, have they been police vetted? How do you know that? So in New Zealand, we're lucky because our teachers are, before you can be registered, you've got to be police vetted. So if you're going to start playing outside of New Zealand, ask those questions. How do you ensure the teacher you're working with are police vetted? And the other hard part too is that when I'm managing digital communities online, is how do you ensure that if a teacher's coming in with a class, because often they'll bring in a class of 30 kids, and we say teacher and children working together, often it's like a babysitting place, they'll dump the kids in there and that's it. And then you might get problems with that teacher's class in your community. So there's ways of handling that, but really the teachers and the students need to be working together in the community, not just the students by themselves, teachers from other countries. It doesn't work that way. So when you set up systems, those are questions you need to ask yourself. Well, hopefully that's answered that person's question. And there are different platforms that you can use to make it work. But I really recommend Flat Connections, the work of Julie Lindsay. She's absolutely amazing. And she's here as a spotlight speaker, so try and catch up with her. And yes, you have to pay, but you pay for the system, you pay for the security. You pay for something that's already set up, you pay that she's checked that the teachers have been police vetted. Okay? Flat Connections. Okay? That's on the on that slide that looks like a hill, mountain. Now, today we've looked at meeting, how you can keep a buddy, how you meet with each other, whether you do it face-to-face or online using Padlet. There's a system that's called Handshake. So before you can do anything with anybody, get a handshake going, whether you do it digitally or you do it face-to-face. So one of the tools that I've used is Padlet, but there are other tools that you can use where teachers can go on and tell you a little bit about themselves. What other tools have you seen that you can find out about each other? Padlet. That's free. A good one is Google Slides. Each teacher looks after one slide and they write their name, where they're from, what their 3 hashtags are. I could have done it that way. But get that going, we can go to the next thing, which is collaboration. Okay, you guys are just collaborating together, either with paper or online. And you've put together your ideas. When you make links with each other with ideas, and you've got your keywords happening, your relational things. But to get to this level, with what you've just done, what would you do next with an activity like this? Can we have a quick share? I'll share with you, buddy. What would you do next? Got your keyword, you've got your what would you do? Put with your buddy, and I'll bring that. Sorry?
No, I just got that's a day before I local teachers
Excellent. Nice. We could just that comes to you. Since I put the link here to slide it. Because I'll open it up to kids and then I'll lock it down. And when we're working with kids, we don't want outsiders coming in and talk to the kids. So once I've done it, I lock it down. Once I've got what I need. But yeah, it's a quick way of sharing quickly, particularly if you're sharing across countries.
Yeah.
And Google's locked. Padlet usually isn't. All right, guys, let's come back to Padlet. And great to see a few more coming through. Julie's up there working with us. Popped in something. My principal, Dr. Wendy Kofit's popped in. So good to see her coming in to say something there too, so I'll have a good read of that after. I'll tidy this up and I'll add it to the slides so you've got another artifact to take away from this session. So the questions and answer, let's have a look at that. Has anyone got any other questions and answers for me that I haven't answered yet? No, nobody loves me. Nobody's got any questions or answers. Obviously I was clear, yes or no? Okay, so just click and start typing. So just before we finish, I've got another drawer, like I said. Thanks to Curriculum Resources, they've given me a free copy of my book with Pam. There's a lot of work in here that I've done globally. The focus of this book is second language learners, but solar taxonomy you can use with any kind of learning. So if you want to be in the draw for this, could you just write your name on the piece of post-it on here, and I'll come and get someone to pull it out for me. And before you leave, I have an evaluation form, and I love feedback. You know, if you've got any feedback for me to make something like this even much better, there's areas I need to work on, I'd love to get that feedback. Oh, hold it up. And please, before you leave me, I know I'll let you go a little bit early, but please follow the navigation. You still got 10 minutes. Alright, I'll let you get out so you don't have to line up the trough. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. And I give a shout out to Pam Hook, who's always on my tail. She's my solo. Is that everybody?
The weather information also?
It's through you, but you've got to go and find me. And tell me this and that. I can't put a link anywhere because I tried to do that last night and it went. But it'll be so easy if I could just link to it. I can't. You've got to go find me, put something on it. Right, can I do the honours? Okay. Everybody's name then? Last chance. Yeah.
Is it Sonia? Donna.
Donna. Okay. Oh, I don't know what it was about. You good, Donna?
Thank you very much.
Oh, pleasure. Oh. And stand 60, they've got a whole pile of neat teacher books too. Just stuck out there. Right. And when you've done the evaluation.
So I'm in this one here. Is it
Sure.
Put that one, Sonia?
I haven't done one yet. Put in my name and in the evaluation form. No, you've got to go to, you've got to log in. It's you. And you've got to go in speakers or what the workshop attended. Oh, yeah. I don't know how to do that yet, though. Yeah. You went in to sort out what workshops you wanted to do. And if you want to take one of these for your skull, you're welcome to do that too. So maybe you might want to go away and co-create something from your text. Make a video. So that confident bit create something. Prizes are. I say that. Quite cool. Okay, I'm going to shut that.
Sonia, where was that link that you said that I put up? So right at the very top, the one I'm on the slides.
Yeah, that bit right at the very beginning.
Oh, sorry, beside one. It does. I still couldn't see a link.
Yeah, okay, I'll put one on. I've got to put one on about directly to the Flat Connections itself.
Yes, is that it?
What list is that?
Evaluation.
Oh, that sucks. How do we get out of there? Oh, another one's come up. Slater. Edmodo. Oh. Yep. I've used Google Draw with kids in Singapore and Canada. It was the funniest thing. I mean, they literally taught me how to use Google Draw. And when you've done, has anybody found the evaluation form? Yeah. Okay. Any chance you can put a link into Edmodo? If it'll let you? I don't know. And if you've finished, then you can sneak out a bit earlier. Because it'll be really busy there for lunch. Is it lunch now or is it lunch later?
I'm in the. Once we've gone into I should see my breakouts. Breakouts even too.
No, even the break is.
Okay.
Did you put that link in, Sonia?
Oh, sorry, I'm busy talking.
Putting it on the first slide.
Here we go. I'll put it right at the end. And I'll put on Flat Connections, so just move that up a bit. In fact, I can even put it directly on that slide, that's probably better still. Insert text box. We'll check that's correct. Okay, it's on that slide with the pyramid thing. Yep.
No, I link to that. Just refresh it. Cool, thank you.
Too much? I know I got really fast.
I know, but I just, this is all.
You're ready.